Desperate migrants seeking a new life. An investigation by the El Paso Times found that migrant deaths surged at the El Paso border in fiscal year 2023 to the highest level on record. Cruel policies like Title 42 and Remain in Mexico stranded many in dangerous situations in cities like Ciudad Juárez or drove them to risk death. Despite this, because of the urgency of their needs, migrants still come. The piece does not grasp the failure of U.S. enforcement. In fiscal year 2023, the Biden administration deported more than 142,000 immigrants. It deported 20% more parents and children than President Trump removed in fiscal year 2020. Still, people come. Ultimately, we need long-term and sustainable solutions, including more legal pathways to enter the U.S. in the face of a changing world. We know from our daily work that when people have orderly, legal options for entering the country, they take them. Our chaos and fears are the result of our choice not to provide these solutions. It's true that our asylum system is under-resourced. We need more trained officials to adjudicate claims, and more funding for legal representation and community-based case management to help people navigate the process. Instead, Congress is considering legislation that would revive failed policies that are inefficient, costly, and unjust, including mass detention and fast-track deportations devoid of due process. Such measures will only exacerbate chaos and dysfunction. Lawmakers justify these proposals with the unfounded assertion that people are not fleeing real danger and merely gaming the system, pointing to low asylum grant rates in some jurisdictions as evidence. As an attorney who has worked on hundreds of asylum cases, I question this reasoning. Asylum adjudications are notoriously arbitrary and riddled with bias, and many, even children, are forced to represent themselves. I routinely see people with meritorious claims wrongly denied, only to have those decisions overturned on appeal. One of the most common sentiments we hear is that, given the choice, our clients never would have left home. They have suffered indignities unimaginable to most U.S. citizens on their treacherous journey to our border, in IC detention, enduring a re-traumatizing legal process, because staying home would amount to a death sentence. I appreciate Miriam Jordan's reporting on our broken immigration system, yet she glossed over the depth of migrants suffering at the hands of our system and unfairly generalized the motivations of asylum seekers. I run a nonprofit agency that provides food, water, blankets, and tents at the camps she mentions near Jacumba Hot Springs, California. They're essentially open-air detention sites, where on any given day hundreds of migrants who cross the border are told by U.S. Border Patrol to wait, often several nights in a row in the freezing desert, until they are taken into custody. This isn't a free way into the country. These desperate people wouldn't have had to take this route if the Biden administration had not largely blocked asylum seekers from presenting themselves at ports of entry. I also want to set the record straight about her point that many migrants file weak asylum claims as an excuse to get work permits. In my work, I've spoken with thousands of migrants and learned about the extent of the persecution they're fleeing. It is dehumanizing and unfair to imply that an incredibly diverse group of migrants who are legitimately seeking protection are gaming the system.